Did you miss me?
Everyone missed you. Everyone missed you.
Aw. I haven't seen this guy in like a month. He went on vacation, then I went on vacation. Yeah. We basically went to the same place, just 2 weeks apart.
Both went west.
Yeah, that's right. Alrighty, so...
Welcome back, Liz.
Thanks, Tony. It's been a fun morning. I haven't really done any work. I've just been tootling around, so that's been nice for me. I cut out the panels for today. Tony said this is what we're doing, and I said, I can cut 21-inch squares. Get it. I can do that. With our fancy new ruler. When is that going to be out?
Hopefully soon.
Yeah? Like this week?
Hopefully.
Hey, guys, check out this new ruler.
These are cool.
Yeah, so this is a safety ruler. So it's got this awesome ledge on it so that when you place it, you can put your fingers here and then you cut here and there's like a mountain range so you don't cut yourself. How cool is that? Yeah. So anyways, real nice. It's a 36-inch, so we got a whole yard here. Plus 91.5 millimeters. I'm sorry, centimeters.
Look what I got over here.
A box.
Is that a 12-inch one?
It's a 12-incher.
Oh, man, oh, man.
So these should be available here in the next week or so. So now we also have a 12-inch, same thing, safety guide, so that you can cut your fingers less.
And they have like a little rubber gripper bottom.
Yeah.
And they got a little bit of weight to them so they can hold spots. Yeah. I used it last week when I was making what you got there in front of you.
This thing.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, anyway, so cool new things that are in the works. And then also chessboard. So if you guys missed last week, like I did, go check out last week's stuff so you can make some blats really in there. Check out this sweet Italian veg.
Right.
So this is the ghosted veg in black and red. And then I love this actually. So I did look at the video while I was out there. Tony told me what he did. And I was like, well, that sounds cool. I should probably check that out. So I went and I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's a really good idea to like polish these ones so that the pieces are different. I don't know. I just thought it was really fun.
I thought it was cool.
Tell me what you mean by ghosted veg.
So it has this wax on it. Isn't that what it's called?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I assumed that.
Just in case anybody else didn't know. So yeah, like my belt is the ghosted veg. So there's still a little bit of the wax left between the braid. We made this on a video a long time ago. A long time ago.
So yours is the ghost, which has the white wax on it, and mine is the Pecos.
Oh, which has the black wax on it.
Which has...
Oh, yeah.
Check it out, guys.
Look,
there it is.
Goes. So mine's the black wax.
Careful there, Tony. Don't show too much skin.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah, so that's what we made this out of. So that was really cool. When I said we,
we.
Yeah,
you were involved.
We as SLC.
I do it. I was in Vegas, but I did it. Anyway, so that was really cool. If you guys didn't get to see that last week.
I did this one on the after party.
Oh,
so
right.
Nobody got to see this one except for the Twitchers.
Except for the Twitchers. You can always count on them to be a reliable customer base. So anyway, so today we're making what I call an Ottoman and what Denny calls a
hassock.
A hassock, which is a much cooler word than Ottoman.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he was like, oh, are you helping me make the hassock today? And I said, do you mean Ottoman?
You're pronouncing Ottoman wrong.
Well, I spelled it different.
Spelled it with an H. But in any case, so, also today, all of you out there that are watching right now today, it is the start of our 22 crazy days of November.
2022.
Yeah, so that started today. We have 3 items up on the website.
$50 box.
A $50 mystery box. Everybody can be excited and happy about that. We never disappoint with our mystery boxes, except for maybe like 5 of you, but that's fine.
If you don't like surprises, it's probably up to you.
Yeah. And then we have this leather that we are using. This crazy horse
cool
copper
stuff, you guys.
Yeah, it's thin, which is really nice. So it's a thin oil tan. We got 2 to 3 ounce here is what we're at. So this is like 2.5. Really beautiful. Man, when I cut these out and like I got this stripe around the edge, I was like, look how pretty that is.
That is pretty.
Right? So really awesome pull up. Woo! Come on, video.
It's
just this one.
It's perfect for the project you're doing today. Because when you get your feet all over it and scar it all up, you just polish it right back.
Exactly. Or just appreciate the character.
It looks better every little mark you put on it.
This piece I cut up has a lot of really cool scars on it that are nice and black. It's a little bit hard to see, but it's got some cool scarring going on here. But in any case, so we're using this as our crazy horse. If you go to the front page of our website, scroll all the way down to the bottom, there is all of the sales that we...
There's all sorts of ways you can find it. So it's at the bottom of the homepage. It's at the top of the homepage. You can click on 22 Crazy Days, and I'll get a banner up there in just a little bit.
Yeah. So it is the start. We hopefully will have enough leather to last through the month as we go. But just know that these are limited deals for the most part for most of the leathers. And then the boxes, I think, are limited to 100. Is that correct?
$150
Yeah.
boxes.
So we'll have $150 boxes. At some point in this month, we'll have some more $100 boxes, I think. I haven't been here for 2 weeks, so I'm just kind of making things up right now. But that was what we talked about before I left, so I'm assuming it's still happening. Alrighty. So we are going to make a 20-inch finished size Ottoman. So I have cut out 5 21-inch squares so that we have a 1/2-inch seam allowance to go around. That way we don't have to be too particular about our sewing. And then the last panel, the 6th panel that I did, was a 24 by 21 because we're going to put a zipper in the middle, and I wanted just to make sure we had plenty of room to cover the entire zipper with a flap. So I cut, I don't know, when we get there, we'll figure it out. We'll just make sure that it works, and then we can trim the edges to make our final 21-inch square to sew it all in.
Okay.
Should we start there?
We should.
I think we should too.
We should. What should be the first part you start on?
I think we should install the zipper.
I think you're probably right.
Alrighty, so if we
I have this.
look at that, you got basin tape. We got basin tape up in here.
Sometimes that's a commodity.
It is. So half of 20 is 10. So I feel like I should cut one at 10 and a half. Oh, no, at 11. So I have a 1/2 inch here and then a 1/2 inch to roll it on the inside. And then we'll take whatever's left over and we'll make it fit the 21. Does that sound good?
I didn't understand what you said, but it sounds great.
Okay, I'll just cut. So I'm going to cut my 24 by 21 at 11 inches.
You're going to cut it?
I'm going to cut it this way.
Oh, I see, because you're putting the zipper in the center. Okay.
Exactly, and I'll just throw it in. Does that sound good, Tony?
That was what I had in mind.
Okay. Look,
don't you think? That way we don't put it on the edge. What do you do with that 12-inch ruler?
I put it right here.
Somebody was saying they don't make a 12-inch ruler anymore.
Most rulers are 12 inches.
Actually, this one's a little bit longer than 12 inches because it start at 0 on the edge and it goes.
Yeah, sometimes
over
I don't like that. You know,
like it.
The guys in the shop and you will grind the ends of the rulers down to where they have that. At least the starting point. Like the end is usually, whatever, but at least for that starting point.
You can forget that there's that extra little 1/8 of an inch or whatever.
Exactly. Okay, so 11.
These rulers will not be on the 22 Crazy Days.
No, they're just a new item. 11.
Nick study picked up 15 feet of it. So there's the Crazy Horse copper. There's also a nice white finish split on there for today. So there's actually 3 items. Did you say the nice white was on there?
I did not, because I didn't know what the other one was. I only knew these.
Yeah, you just found out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I saw it on there, but we didn't talk about it. This cuts so nicely.
The leather?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I love real oily leather to cut because it's just like butter.
That's right. And then I think, so we'll just turn this back a 1/2 inch and then just sew it right down?
Okay.
Or do you want to sew it like this and then turn it back so we don't have an exposed seam? So we have...
I think you're going to make a pretty good lump if you turn that over like that.
Should we just sew it flush?
That's what I
Because then the other side will come over and cover it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
Are you hungry, Tony?
Feeble as it is.
So this is our regular zipper tape.
Yeah, it's a number 5, I believe.
No, because the number 5 has the metal. So this is the regular.
Yeah,
so we have regular and narrow. This is the regular zipper tape. Denny did put a couple of the little brass stoppers in there right at the 20-inch mark, I'm assuming.
21, 27, 18, 19.
Somewhere
I don't
in there.
remember.
So
it's longer than they need to be, I think.
Perfect. So then we're just going to sew this all in. Okay. So we will just sew this one side. We're just going to sew them flush. So we'll put some basin tape on it.
You want to make?
Am I doing this? I think it feels like I'm doing it.
Yeah, you are doing this. I'm here in a
whenever you make your flap. Where's your flap? How far is this going to go over?
I figured I would cover all the way, maybe a 1/2 inch over.
Oh, okay, so you're going to cover the zip with that. I think that'll be
Yes, yeah. I will cover the entire zipper
So
with the other side.
We use the brass things as our stopper instead of using the leather pieces.
Well, it'll just be sewn into it.
Yeah.
So I don't even know at the end of the day if those stoppers were necessary, but Denny put them on there, so we got
at
them.
the end of the day.
They wouldn't have been necessary, but I put them on because I thought maybe you might think they were necessary.
How much?
I was trying to second guess things here.
That's good. That's good. How much grain is on the white?
I'll go get it, please. Sew by hand. Cute.
What glue should I use to glue up the corner pocket section of a tripod leather stool? Oh, I would just use your contact cement. Hello, Rusty. Did you miss me?
Okay.
Thanks, man.
All right at the start.
I'll see you at lunch. That punk.
That's a tough question to answer right here off the bat. Man, if you want entertainment, Liz, you should go watch the trading cards with Rusty and I.
I did. Well, I watched the blooper reel that Justin so kindly made.
Oh, there was a lot of other treats in there.
There we go.
Then he comes in this morning. He has a whole pattern cut out for it, and I was like, "Oh, Denny, we have to change this."
Yeah, I thought you were joking me.
Oh no!
And then I realized, no, you never joke about stupid stuff like that.
He only jokes about important things. Let's hear. So Vanessa was asking about the glue. You should just use contact cement, Vanessa. That's what I would use.
Me too.
Any,
Any flexible cement will probably work.
You know what I realized? So I took Renia with me to my vacation this weekend because I did a little leather demo at a hammer-in that one of our friends was hosting. And I discovered that Renia is not the best in the desert because it's too dry.
Oh,
really?
And the water evaporates too quickly.
Uh-huh.
So I struggled with it a little bit because it didn't want to like spread for me very well just because I feel like as soon as I got it out of the bottle,
got it out
started.
of the bottle and it set up.
Yeah. So just a little note that if you live in a really dry climate, an alcohol base may be a better option for you.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Maybe I could have had a weird bottle. I don't know. But that was just what I discovered. So I'm just going to sew it with my foot right on the edge here.
Denny, what's your favorite contact cement?
I like Masters. Any like she said, any alcohol-based contact cement works. Barge, Masters. What's the other stuff that we use in the shop? Van Grip. They're all basically the same. They will all basically do exactly the same thing.
Oh, Tony, do you want to talk about the stuff that you got for stuffing?
Yes, but I want to, for our Facebook comment that we have there, go grab a piece of nice white.
Okay.
So slowly so I can run and make it back.
Aye, Captain. Guys, Luna was so happy to come back to work today. She was making all sorts of noises when we got in here this morning, and she didn't growl at anybody. She was she was very happy to see all of the people. So I was happy about that.
Well, I'll have to say I missed both of them.
Aw, thanks. I missed you too. You're really the only person that I missed. But don't tell Tony. I kept the whole time I was doing my leather demo, I kept talking about how much better you use tools. Like I brought my head knife with me and I was like, I have this, but I'm not great at it. And then I realized that like a French edger is really a very useful tool in sheath making because you can like skive out the parts for the inlays and like cut the little inlay off right after you finish sewing it so that you don't have any extra. Like there's just like a lot of little things that I was like, man, I need to purchase a French skiver because I don't have one. I just take yours when I need one. And then I was like, I didn't want to take Denny's for 2 weeks because I felt like that would be mean. And plus he wasn't here when I left. So I'll take it for a weekend without his permission. But 2 weeks I felt like was a little long without your permission.
Well, I was only here for a week when you weren't. So
Yeah, I guess that is true. That is true.
We did manage to get in trouble, though.
Yes, you did.
Oh, did you? I don't doubt
did
it.
you?
Like, that's like a duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use we here.
Okay.
Because you stole his scissors and I didn't take them back, and then he found them.
Oh, yeah,
You also
we did.
stole my strap cutter.
We did borrow your scissors. We don't know what
too.
happened to our scissors. They disappeared.
I did take your strap cutter.
Yeah. And we were
But
like, Denny's not going to be here.
I've got a pair of scissors that I will donate to this shop.
To the studio.
I did. I was cutting purse straps out of my head.
I did bring something that I'm going to donate to.
Oh, you're going to bring us our own...
Your own
straw.
Well,
how much grain would you say was on that?
how much grain? It's a smooth grain.
Yeah.
It's not glossy, but it's smooth.
Yeah, there is a little bit of texture, but you can see it with your eyes, but you can't really feel it. I don't know if it'll show up because it's just so white.
Yeah, there's not enough grain to call it.
Yeah.
That's about as smooth as you can get without being patent leather.
Yeah, I mean I wish there was great stuff to say about it. We call it nice white because it's just a nice white.
Yeah. So this is a finished split. So I want to just clarify that your question is asking how much grain is left. There's no grain left. It is a finished split. So there is a finish over the split leather. So if that was your question about how much grain is left, like actual top grain, there isn't any.
I guess
but it's finished where it looks like a top grain.
Exactly, yeah.
And I guess that's a good point to make whenever you talk about grain. What grain are you talking about?
What grain are you talking about?
Right? Are you talking about a grain look?
This is why it took me 2 hours to get through my leather classes, because specifics matter.
Very true. Hopefully that answers the question. I don't remember who
A lovely watcher.
With a Y, Michelle. We're using a class 26 column like we always use. Cobra leather machine, whatever you want to call it, class 26.
Alrighty. Zipper is installed on one side. Look at that. It works because it didn't do anything. Alrighty. So
it didn't open to anywhere.
That's right.
Just to the table.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this edge enough so that I have a complete rolled edge, and then I'm going to sew that down with the top stitch. But I want to hide my zipper because I don't want that, because this is going to be the bottom panel. I don't want that roughing up my floor. Got hardwood floors.
Should we skive a little bit of that down so there's...
I don't think so, because it'll be...
Edge?
Oh, did you bring one?
Yes, I did.
I mean, it's only 2 to 3. What do you think?
You're right. You're right.
Okay.
Then he just wanted to show his skills off.
No. I'm glad we aren't, because I might have overdone that.
Okay, so I think I'm going to roll it. That seems good.
What scissors do you recommend for leather?
Gingers.
Yeah.
A heavy duty scissor. Yeah. So whatever it is that you've got that's a heavy duty scissor. So what do we got here?
But when you get over about 5 to 6 ounce leather, scissors aren't going to do very much for you.
Yeah, it's going to make your life difficult. So at that point, a knife. I made so many of those knife makers laugh this weekend with my Olfa. They were just like, oh, a box cutter? And I was like, yeah, a box cutter. And they were all just like, wow, I've been making this really complicated with like all of like these. And I was like, no, guys, just go to the hardware store and get a box cutter. Like it's not that complex. Yes, but I mean, there is that too. Okay.
That's the item, right?
Yes.
I'm just going to score a nice little line here with my really fancy harness needle that I've been using as my...
I told Liz that she'd been watching our videos because she was using the same marking techniques that I was using. I didn't have a scratch awl, and I didn't steal that from you. I didn't have one in here, so I was like, oh, here's a harness needle. I'll use that. So that's what I used to mark.
Actually, I have several tools I need to use those.
Oh!
So that we have some more tools.
I think we would love that.
We need a new tool rack back there.
We do.
Larissa made that when she was still here.
Yeah, I need to work on that.
Oh, you know what we could do? We could do a video about setting up shops in your tool, and you can do your little leather whoop-de-doos that you...
Whoop-de-doo.
That's a technical term for it. Google it if you don't believe me.
Is that anything like a hassock?
Oh, like a what?
Like a hassock?
I have no idea what a hassock is. I play hassock sack. Hacky sack.
Not hassock sack.
Hacky sack?
Hassock sack.
Don't they play that outside your door?
They used to.
All right, so what I think I'm going to do is I folded this back to where this edge meets up perfectly with my zipper tape, and then I'm going to sew that down from the front side.
So you're going to sew this through both layers?
Correct.
Okay.
I will have the one seam on the front side, and I should completely cover my zipper tape here.
Okay.
Let's see that. And that seems like that'll work.
I think it probably will.
So
Would a crazy horse make a good gun
A good gun what?
mat?
Probably not. Yeah, it would. Because it's got a lot of oil in it already anyway.
What is a gun mat, Denny?
There's something to clean guns on.
Oh.
Is that what
You're
getting
maybe.
at? I think that's probably what they're saying.
Clarified gun mat. Ryan said he bent his scissors, the handle on his pair. Yes, he's too strong.
Was he
On
trying
your
to cut-
gingers?
I don't know if he
Was he trying to cut sheet metal or leather?
or stone.
Oh, did you? That's impressive. You must be the Hulk. My husband will have to give up his title to you. We saw somebody that we hadn't seen in a long time this weekend, or the last few weeks, and Chris walked into the room, and he's grown a beard, his hair has grown out, and he's gained much weight. And Richard saw him, and he was like, "Who are you?
Who do you
Who
be?
are you?" That was pretty good. Basting tape is really just the best. You know what you could do, Denny?
What's that?
You could start taping up these panels at a half inch.
I could do
That way, when I'm done sewing this, we have the rest of these ready to go.
At a half inch?
At a
you
half
say?
inch.
Okay.
I don't know what ruler you want to use, but there's
This one.
many. Okay.
This one.
Oh, Michael's late to the party. Well, welcome, Michael. You're not that late. You're all right.
Camera's getting crazy. Mine's different.
Jesse says, "I love those scissors." Dean says, "I love my wife." It's not a competition, Dean. Not a competition. Alrighty, once again, I'm just going to we're going to center this, make sure our edges match up. And then I rolled this top one 1.25 inches. And then my zipper tape just lines up right at that edge. Oh. I might actually end up cutting these ends off, Denny, or taking those stops out. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Because we'll need to sew over it.
It'd be hard to take them out.
No, we'll get there. We got this. Look at that. Just tuck it right in there. Should be great. And lines up.
Back to 20, 21 by 21.
Oh, I don't know, but it doesn't actually matter because I will just trim up whenever we're done. So so this is 22.5 right now. So when I'm done, I will just center and then cut off my edges to be my 21 by 21. So it looks like you didn't quite need 24, but I wanted to cut over instead of not enough.
Over instead of under.
That's right. Okay, so I need to sew it. This is going to be maybe this way. I will sew it because then my zipper foot will be able to land right there.
Ryan wasn't for sure what scissors he was using. He was cutting tie back for hard pockets. So what if it was 100 layers?
What?
He was trying to cut about 100 layers of tie back with his scissors.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Do you leave the tape on after stitching near the zipper? Or doesn't? leave a residue. Yep, it just stays there.
It will. Basting tape does kind of gum things up a little bit, but it's well worth it.
He says it's good to have you back with us.
Thanks, Dean. Denny, should I sew this upside down? I mean,
I would sew it from the top side
I know.
if you could. Well,
This is gonna get in my way.
well, stitch a little bit and then move the zipper.
You're so smart. Okay. I do need fingers.
Don't worry, William. We'll get your laugh before too long.
What?
You're great, Liz.
Thanks, Tony.
You're welcome. Yeah, I made sure that Liz wasn't going to leave me high and dry and never come back.
Yeah, he texted me several times yesterday and was like, "Are you gonna be home? Are you home yet? How's it going?"
How's your flight?
Is this your first day back?
Yeah.
Yeah, we flew back in at 6:30 last night. Oh yeah, you haven't been. This is your first day here this week.
Yes.
Yeah, we just got back to Missouri last night. So, alrighty, here we go.
How long does it take you guys, on average, to fill an order? Right now, I think our processing time is 2 days.
Yeah, probably
But
about
I
4.
would have to go and check with them.
We try to keep it about 48 hours. And that's just kind of standard. Sometimes if you have a really big order, lots of leather that needs to be cut, it can increase that time. If it's Friday that you place the order, we're probably not going to fill it until Monday or Tuesday of the next week. So that's just always something because we run a small crew on Saturday, but not a very big one.
I think you just said the same thing twice.
Did I?
A small crew, but not a very big one.
It's a small crew, not very
That
big.
sounds like something I would say.
Everything look good? Catching everything? Yep. Go ahead and move that zipper so I don't have to think about it.
Would adding, coating the needle with anything would help with the build up?
If you're stitching with a machine, it shouldn't give you any problem at all. If you're hand stitching, yeah, every once in a while, just run your needle through a piece of paraffin or beeswax or something like that. It'll probably clean the needle off.
He says, why are my orders taking so long?
Well, Dean, you probably got zippers on every order.
Yeah, you got cut.
I mean, I'd have to check that. I mean, that's typically our goal, but sometimes we are running a little bit later than that.
I don't know. I have to look up what he's ordered. If it'll vary. If you have shop products on there, then it's going to take longer. So maybe you got something split. Maybe you got something.
If you ordered a shape that we don't sell a lot of, so we are custom cutting it. Or sometimes we are just a couple of days longer. Sometimes it's a 3-day turnaround.
Yeah, it has been upwards of 5 during the busy time of summer. We were up. We got up that far. Also, we just start being too successful sometimes, so we just try to irritate you and just sit around and do nothing for a while.
Yeah, irritation is us.
Yeah. Let's see, I see one that he has an order that he placed on the tip. Let me look, Dean, what you got?
All right, I did it.
That looks good.
So it's probably about.
Got printed yesterday, so it'll probably go out today. Just looking at what you have on there, it's carve right and quick shine. Which reminds me, I got this can that I need to take down too.
All right. We got this. That is nice and hidden.
Looks good.
Oh. Everything is caught on this side. Perfect.
When you stitch that, you'll have to. The last seam that you make, better undo that zipper
Yes.
because
Oh,
we got
we'll
to
be
turn
able
it
to turn it.
inside out.
Well, you can still pull this.
Okay.
That'll be fine. But yes, a little open would be nice. I do feel like we need to remove these. The stops.
You don't want to do that way.
Not particularly.
Okay. I gotta find Jennifer so I got this can of quick shine.
You have to do that right now.
Well, in case there's an order in somewhere, that way she has at least half the day to figure it out.
She'll be all right.
After I get this last one taped,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go get a screwdriver and get
Okay.
that out for you.
Okay, that sounds good. I will make this 21 inches.
That'll give me something to do.
Justin's gonna come over and fly the ship. He's getting good at doing the producing camera part over there. Since you were gone for so long, I left you here by myself. I had to be a video.
Alrighty. And 21. This what? Oh, yeah. I think this leather is so beautiful, and it's going to get, like, if you've got a rustic theme going on in your house, like we do, and this house is very rustic up in here, it's going to be pretty great.
No, I was telling my wife because we actually, like, that's our house setup. Like, we have the rustic light fixtures.
Ooh.
Floors, we just painted our kitchen. We do the black and white.
Nice. I tell you what, you make your poof, you make some pillows, put a rug on that floor, good to go. All right. So now we are down to our 21-inch square, which is what we want. And then I am going to just start putting these panels together. I think I know how to build a cube. I feel pretty good about building cubes. Oh, Denny.
What? What did I do?
Well, I'm going to sew these inside out so that my seams are on the inside.
Good point.
So we're just going to have a lot of basting tape.
Let me take that off.
You know what? It wouldn't be my first day back if we didn't have shenanigans. But you know what? I think that I could probably sew a lot of these just willy-nilly.
Yeah.
With an edge guide. Yeah. So don't do that because we don't want our seams on the outside, guys. Or you could, I guess, do some seams on the outside. That would be a whole different kind of rustic. That would be like a 70s rustic.
It's coming back.
It is.
It would be like I goofed up. That's the way it is.
Did you talk about
What?
Talking about conditioning with leather?
No. I'll go sit in the corner for 10 minutes.
Why did Dean sit in the corner?
Oh, I don't know.
Because he hijacked. Oh, well, I found it, Dean. I found your
All right,
order.
I'm going to take this. You do the rest of it.
It was sitting in a tub, getting ready to be boxed. It was like third in line of that tub to get boxed up.
See? It was, you placed it on Saturday. We had 2 to 3 day turnaround time. Good to go. Good to go, Dean. We got you. All right, so 1/2 inch seam. Boom. Good old roller edge guide when you buy a class 26 from us. It comes with a roller edge guide, which is like $100 value. Little product prop there for you.
What else do you get with it? You get like a bundle, you get all sorts of other stuff to go with yours.
That's right. You know what would be great on this poof is if you did a tooled panel in the top and just sew it down just like we did to the pillow.
Well,
You could probably do a 2 Saint twist on the top of this thing, and then sew. You could 100% do that. You could.
What kind of a twist?
My pillow twist.
Oh,
The 2 Saint twist. Yeah,
Yes.
Abigail, that's for you if you're watching. Yeah, you could do that here and then sew in your circle around your twist, and then you'd have a fun top. Or you could just do like an exotic piece would be neat. You could jazz it up however you want. All the jazz. You know what, Anderson? If you're listening, I could really use your clips. Andy's got some clips that would help me. Because these are long. Denny told me you didn't show him my teddy bears there, Anthony.
I still haven't seen them.
They're over there
What do you mean?
in the. Well, they're over there.
You asked how many teddy bears we were going to be making.
You didn't show me any teddy bears. I was clueless.
Liz, I am so glad that you're back.
Me too, Tony. Me too.
Tony's tired of arguing with me.
And if we didn't have so much fun together, we'd be
You know what, Denny?
What?
Your basting tape gave me a really good 1/2 inch line.
Well, good. Glad to hear that.
turns out you are good for something.
Hello! Thank you, sir.
All right, just a second, Denny. I'll show you these bears.
I had to prep so much for those bears.
Bear prep.
Yeah, there was a lot of bear prep.
You barely have any time.
Bear.
I know Tony was like, I haven't seen you for days. And I'm like, I've been building bears.
I know she did that. She did the bear for the last videos that she did, and then she left for 2 weeks. So I've dang near been without her for 3 weeks. This bear with his long arms is a great clapper.
Those are some wonderful bears.
Listen to him.
Can he click his heels?
He's not
These are
quite very
nice.
poppin'.
Nice. Yeah.
What is wrong with
Got
this
little
stupid
button eyes. Very nice.
Driving me nuts. Doesn't want to focus on anything.
Sounds like you.
Oh yeah.
Man, that was a good Tony burn. I feel like I'm back now.
Those are nice bears.
Thanks, Denny. Me and Ryan had a good time. It was tricky getting that head on, but we did it.
Yeah, it's much easier to take this off.
That's not a fact. Heads come off real easy. Putting them on, difficult.
Yeah, just put the dog's mouth and start ripping.
Alrighty, so there's one seam. And then, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew all 4 sides on, and then I'll zip them up. And then I'll sew the bottom on. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So you guys, we totally prepped for this.
You guys, you have to realize basically everything we do in here is experimental.
It's Abigail banging on her cup.
Josh was asking if you were. I didn't know if you had gotten. Why did they ignore us?
Because we're working,
Josh was
guys.
asking if you got a trading card out for him before you left. I told him I didn't know, but.
Oh, you know what? They put your other one, I think, on Denny's desk. But I thought, because I sent you one with an order, and then Tony, did you take one to Jamie for her to send out? Remember?
No.
Okay. I know that I sent you one with an order. Did you get that one? And then if you haven't gotten another one yet, then we might need to send you another one. This is going to get tricky. I can feel it coming.
It's going to get tricky.
Uh-huh. Okay, maybe can you put it on the inside of your line instead of the outside? Because that way I don't have to worry about it being in my seam.
Oh, put it on the edge? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Now that I've already done 2.
That's okay.
That way I won't need to even mark.
Oh, yeah. I was running out of the room at one time when you were talking about if we're going to talk about the filling that we have.
Yes.
For our leather Pouf.
It's a beanbag hassock.
Beanbag hassock leather Pouf Ottoman. It's just a real short title. So, what did we get?
I don't know, the one thing that you sent me on Amazon, I bought that. And then I found on Amazon some beans, like you sent me on Uline.
Yeah, beanbag filler. If you type in beanbag filler, you get the little beanbag beads. But you'll also come across some
memory foam
scraps, which people are saying were great for us. So we got 10 pounds of memory foam scrap, which is all cut up, and it says, "Thank you. Here at this place, we appreciate you."
Here at this place.
Well, let's see. Linen Spa. So we got this big bag of 10 pounds. It's supposed to expand.
It probably would.
So what if we put it in the bag like this, and then we cut it open and expand it inside there?
Hey, I'm all for trying it.
That's what isn't that what we said? We'd like to experiment?
That's what we're here for.
Let me get this old box cutter over here and open this other box up.
I got to tell you, when we were on vacation, my wife and I, we were in the camper. And every night at bedtime, I bought these books by a guy named John Erickson.
Okay.
Who, I've read a bunch of his books long ago. But he wrote a whole series of, some of them are like, not children's books, but they aren't what you call real advanced intellect type books.
Okay.
But
they're an easy read.
Easy read.
Okay.
But it's a whole series about Hank the cow dog. Hank was a lot.
That does sound a little bit like a children's book.
It is a little bit. A little bit. But he did also, there's a place, he's from Oklahoma. And he worked on a ranch there. And there was a place down the road from him he called the Spearmint Station.
Okay.
Where they did spearmints on stuff.
Oh, that's a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah. So that's what we do. We spearmint here.
You spearmint. Oh, that made my day. So, all right. Well, that's your. So I've got a pretty funny little vacation story. So there was a hammer in. Whoa.
There's the other.
There's my beans. And he comes ready to pour. Look, he comes in a cute little, like, funnel.
Oh, yeah.
With a zipper. So last Saturday and Sunday, this past weekend, the guy that we were staying with hosted a hammer-in at his house, which is where like new knife makers kind of come together, and then older ones will show up with more experience to help the newer guys, and they will make knives or go over some classes and do some things, which is where I did my little leather sheath class and that sort of thing. So there's this guy there from Arizona, and his name is Ray Rybar. And Ray is an amazing bladesmith. He started out shoeing horses. Oh, and there was some saddle company said that I should say to you that you would know. It started, I think, with an S.
Sure. There's a guy that makes trick saddles.
Maybe. He was like I don't know if they're in business anymore, but like their saddles are super expensive. And if you find one, like you'll know it. And you should hang. Anyways, he shoed horses and he knew a lot about saddles. And I was like, well, you and Denny would get along just fine. But he's this older guy. He literally doesn't have a cell phone. He's less connected than you. He does not have a cell phone.
You're joking.
I am not joking. His friend that he came with, Dave, did have a cell phone, but it was a flip phone. So they're very special gentlemen. In any case, so we were just sitting around after the event on Saturday, and I was telling him about our rock hunting because Tony took us out to the desert and we went rock hunting. And he has a Raptor like ATV vehicle, right? And so we get out where we went to where like the Hoover Dam was, and where like the power station came in. And so we parked at the power station and then we just drove out into the mountains in this Raptor vehicle at like 70 miles an hour. It was for an open air vehicle in the desert. That is quite quick speed. And so we're getting out there and everything is good at first. We're flying along. There's rocks. We're turning and doing all sorts of things. It's dusty, but whatever. And then we hit this patch of like really sad brush because really the desert doesn't have any foliage. It just has sad brush. And yeah, so we hit this really sad brush and then suddenly there was this whoosh of grasshoppers. And not like little grasshoppers, like I'm going to eat your face grasshoppers.
Liz loves bugs.
Like probably more of a locust type bug.
Yes, huge grasshoppers. And so I'm sitting there and like they're flying all around. They're in the car because it's open and and I'm just like it was as much as I could do to not squeal like a stuck pig. But eventually one flew in and like hit me and then landed in my lap. And that was it. Like it was over. And there was squealing and moving. And Tony was like, do I need to stop? And I was like, no, it's fine. In any case, so that was my experience of like rock hunting, right? And so we're at the hammer-in and we're talking to this guy named Ray. And I start telling him about my grasshopper experience. And I say, I was like, I just couldn't handle it because you just can't trust him.
Can't trust
And he thought that was the funniest thing that he'd ever heard. And he just all night long after that, he just kept saying, like, we'd say something about somebody and he'd look at me and he'd be like, well, because you just can't trust him. All night long.
Well, you can't trust
You just can't trust him. Anyways. So that was both my rock experience. The rock hunting was actually quite fun. The way out, we went a lot slower because we had buckets full of rocks in the vehicle. And so Tony was kind enough to not want those to fly all over me, who was sitting in the back of the vehicle with the rocks.
Not me, Tony.
No. There's a lot of Tonys in my life somehow.
Yeah.
This
In
is-
fact,
this
there was another one that had both names.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that Tony, his name is actually Charles Anthony, which I thought was really funny because Denny's name is Charles and Tony's name is Anthony. And I was like, oh, you're just both of my besties right
Both
here
my
in one.
people. Hey, thanks for the subscribe there, Leather Squirrel.
Leather Squirrel.
Yeah, on Twitch.
That's fun.
The guy that you were talking about, the saddle guy that was
Ray Rybar?
Huh?
Ray Rybar?
Ray Rybar?
Mm-hmm.
Was he an old guy?
He is older, yes.
Ray Rybar.
R-Y-B-A-R.
So was it Keith Seidel?
I don't think it was Seidel because I would have recognized that because Denny said that. Like, Denny worked for him. So I don't believe it was Seidel Saddles.
Richard Shearer?
That actually sounds correct. The shearer sounds right.
Richard Shearer. You know who he is?
Yes, I do.
That could have been the saddles that he was talking about.
Now. I think that's his main gig now. That's all I see.
But I think Ray is originally from Pennsylvania. I don't know. But he is a genius when it comes to metallurgy and how to manipulate steel. And he actually makes quite a bit of his own from iron ore. He's also a rock hound, and he will go out to the desert and hunt rocks and then make knives out of like iron that he finds in the mountains.
I think Zero is saying that. Oh, maybe he doesn't know. He was asking the last name to see if he knew it.
Well, I didn't know Richard Shearer, but I have heard of him. I don't know very many people. I know Tony, I know you, and I know Liz, and I know.
That's about all you need to know.
You know Kevin and Rusty.
Yeah.
No, Kevin and Rusty.
What's that other?
Shearer sounds correct.
What's that other older saddle company, Denny? They out of Arizona, New Mexico.
There's lots of older saddles.
Well known, I'm trying to think. They have a whole book of all their.
Capriola,
No.
Porter.
Porter saddles.
They were from Arizona.
He lives in Arizona now.
Didn't they make
Drove up.
U.S. cavalry saddles? Did Porter make those?
Possibly. I couldn't tell you for sure.
Well, I won't make you lie. Not right here on camera.
You can.
Okay.
I mean, I lie a lot of times anyway.
As long as you say it with confidence and vindication, people will believe it.
Yeah.
Not vindictive.
No, that was the wrong word.
Not vindictive.
Conviction.
Yes.
Conviction.
I didn't want Denny to be a convict.
Vindiction. That's a good one, too.
Put them both together. That's a lie.
Oh, goodness. I think I'm getting to the point where I need a table.
What are you eating over there, Justin? Why? I can smell them. They smell like sun chips. Queso chips.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Oh, Dean's still looking for a shoulder holster.
Dean, I still got it.
We can ship it out in his order. Darcy called me at the door.
Am I seriously supposed to send that?
No, I wouldn't send Dean nothing.
He can go sit in the corner again.
Dean's back in timeout now. He said he was in. William said that Dean was in the penalty box. It only lasts for 2 minutes though.
Oh, there has been so much hockey on. I got home last night and I turned on my Hulu and I was like, I could watch like 5 games right now. But I didn't. I watched other things. This is a really big poof, Tony.
Thank you.
I didn't... 20 inches didn't sound that big in my head, but it's not small.
The first one we were talking about was like 24 by 36. So
Oh my gosh.
I sized it down a little bit.
I beg to differ. The first one you and I talked about was 12 by 12.
Look, I just threw a number out there, Will.
Yes.
I thought like a 1 foot square.
You threw it and I caught it.
Yeah, and then you ran with it and made a pattern out of it. You were going to make
No,
it.
I increased it 14 by 12.
Oh. And then you made it to where we only had to cut out 2 pieces.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
why
oh
did you do that?
no.
Oh, no. Get back in line.
Well, Denny, what was your construction idea? Because maybe it's better than this one. I'm just doing things.
Well, I'll have to go get my little useless pattern and show it to you here.
I can explain it. I'll wait till you get down to the stitch so I can explain it to you. I don't know what camera you're on if anybody can see. So it was one piece that was cupped like this, so you had your 2 sides and your bottom.
Uh-huh.
And then you took the other piece and you
Oh.
did it like that.
Yeah. What did we do? I feel like I did something like that. All right.
Just two big long rectangles. And I was like, I don't know if your corners will stay formed that way.
Well, they might not have, but then they might have.
We won't ever find out.
We will
At least not in
never
this
know.
video.
We will never.
How big of a piece of leather would you need to cut that from?
Mine 14 by 14 inches wide by I think 40 inches. What's 14 times 3?
A bigger number.
28,
28.
38, 40.
Okay.
So 14 by 40. 2 pieces 14 by 40.
We took two sides of this crazy horse copper is what we used.
Yeah, we had like a side and a half. We had about a half a side left after we cut I got 4 panels out of one side, and then I had to cut my large one, and then one more small one.
One this big, you couldn't hardly do it in 2 pieces unless you used 2 sides of leather.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if you would be able to. Oh, you would just need.
It would be 20 by.
Well, if you did
60.
if you did the C cups, because I
20 by
did.
60.
Yeah.
C
You do
cup.
this.
Okay. The old C cup.
That's what it would have been.
You know.
That must be.
Listen, guys, I'm on vacation. Okay, my head is still.
You're still.
I'm still in Vegas.
Will
Man,
there be a part 2 to this? Zero asked on Friday. And the answer is no. And William is correct. We're going to be photographing your leather work.
I don't know. Finally doing that.
Yeah,
Does that mean Abigail's going to be here?
Abigail will be in tomorrow.
Ooh, everybody
So
gets to see
we'll
Abigail.
have-
I feel like I just saw her.
We'll have last time you were here, she was here. So that was a month ago.
Michelle, everything will run until we're out. So she wanted to know if the sale items for the 22 days are for that day only. No, we are trying to start with leathers that we have a lot of and then work our ways to leathers that we don't have. So the closer that we get to the end of the 22 days, the less time each item will have. That's how that will work.
The leather on the last day has a square footage amount that's not on that sheet. I think Justin has one that has a square footage on it. But I don't know if he has been listening to where you can hand it to him. I'll read it to you. The last one on the last day has 647 square feet. But all of them, I have the quantities listed on the item, so you should be able to see how much we have left of each one
As it goes.
as people purchase it. And if you would like it to be yours and then actually to come to you, you have to complete the purchase. Otherwise,
It does not hold the inventory in your cart.
Dean said he's not joining on Friday.
How rude.
I was going to take a picture of a zipper and everything.
Were you?
No.
Well, now you have to.
Yep, now I'm going to.
Have we upset Dean?
He's still sitting in the corner. I don't know why it's allowing him to talk. I can start a poll. Let viewers weigh in. Let's see. What kind of question do you want to ask for YouTube? And I can make a poll. What do you want to ask? Okay, we'll just ask them if are you happy?
Are you happy with this project?
Are you happy with this project?
Please only lie to us if you're not.
Yeah. The only option is going to be yes.
It's going to be I love it or I love it a lot. Ooh! So we went antiquing a few times when we were out in Vegas. And we found the same thing twice and we bought both of them. It's a little ridiculous. So we found these really cool like vintage wine bottle openers that are brass and then like have like grapevines engraved on them. And so they mount to the counter like there's like a little like screw that will screw up and mount. And then they have like this open and closey thing where you put the wine bottle in, and then there's like a cork screw that comes down with like a little lever here. We found a brass one and a silver one, and we bought both of them. I don't know what we're gonna do with them, but they were really cool.
And you own them.
And now we had to ship them back to ourselves. We spent $200 to ship all the crap back to ourselves that we picked up when we were in Vegas.
Really?
It was 3 boxes. Well, one was my leather stuff, so I had all my leather stuff that I had to ship out to myself. And then we came up back with 2 other boxes full of things that we had to ship back home. Chris was like, we should just went and bought like another like checked bag. And then just because it was like $40 for a checked bag. And then we could have like bought a suitcase and had another suitcase. But no, we just spent $200. Shipping is expensive. Yeah, there was 2 boxes that were $70 each to ship. It was crazy.
Oh, Michelle says she makes mention, so this is what she loves. How does the Pony Express compare or differ from this one?
Isn't the Pony Express heavier?
I think the Pony Express is heavier, and I think it's a little more rustic. This one has a little more oil content to it. Pony Express, I think, the Pony Express is 4.5 to 5.5, and the average size is 15 to 18. Where this one, I think, is 22 to 24.
Yeah, one of the sizes that we cut up was 26 square feet. The other one was 24. How you doing, Denny?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
That was my question.
I think I'm doing all right.
It looks good.
Let's see. We have 1 corner so far. Shall we?
Oh, sorry, Bourbon. Bourbon yelling my name. Is Canada going to be added to the shipping list yet? We are so close. We're so close, but it's not even funny.
Is it not funny?
It is kind of funny because it's kind of been a long, drawn-out process. It is
Something.
delivered me to humor.
Yeah.
It's because it's the only thing I got left.
This thing is huge.
It's going to work.
It's going to work. No one's going to know.
Rush is outside the door. And
There's that guy that...
Oh, he's probably just like, Liz, I'm hungry. Can we go, please?
He's the one that missed you so much.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Look, I'm making a really big box.
Well, sure. Where's this Ottoman at?
It's right here.
It's a hassock.
It's a hassock.
Ah. So, Bourbon, if you want to order in Canada and get the shipping in Canada, you can call in, and we can help you. We can help you get that shipping to Canada. It's almost ready on the website. I did it in the sandbox, and it looks good. And they're supposed to be pushing it to the production website.
So, if you would like to,
play in the sandbox? Yeah, I do. Where's mine? Oh, you can come play in the same one I'm in. I might leave you there.
Yeah,
though.
see, that's why I don't trust you at all.
Yeah. Gym coaches are still allowed in the sandbox.
that joke is never going to get old.
Yeah. So,
What's up, man?
yeah.
See, it's got a zipper
Yeah.
at the bottom to stuff it with.
Yeah, no, I see it. Are you guys going, full tilt finished by the time you're done?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to get a taco without
Okay. Can you get me one?
you.
I'm hungry. Are you just going across the street? Okay. I might, once we're done, or maybe I'll make Tony or Denny finish sewing.
Well, look, I'll just switch it from being on these cameras to on my phone, and we'll just take it over there, and we'll just push the machine back. Can we sit next to an outlet? So we can plug it in?
We were in the middle of something here, but we had to go to
People
lunch.
ask for a table or a booth. No, we need one with an outlet so we can plug our sewing machine in.
And we need a bar stool that'll fit this sewing machine.
Okay.
So the company that we do our shipping with, there was a guy that was helping from the implementation of his side of it. Is no longer with the company. But when the communication letdown is, hey, that guy's no longer with the company, it's not communicated.
Right. Rarely is.
It took 3 weeks for us to figure out that he was no longer working on his side of it to help out. So it was what it was. We're back on track.
I'm a little nervous that I'm just going to knock all this stuff off.
Once you hit the floor, it won't be a problem anymore.
Just yourself.
Just myself. That's fine. I knock that off all the time.
Oh, you're about to lose some shears. We'd be in trouble again.
Yep. Liz, after you get that seam sewn, I got to use the proper English
Sure.
here. I
No
can
mess,
fi-
no, so you're
I
not
can
late.
finish
Just
for
in
you
time
if
for the
you would
end.
like.
Okay.
It'll never be the same though.
We're getting.
We're at the experiment station.
Oh, that's a great question for Rusty as well. Are you still in here, Rusty?
No.
Okay. What's the most memorable lesson that you've learned when you first started leather work?
Most memorable?
Yeah. Probably either a happy accident or oh my gosh mistake.
Most memorable?
Yep.
One, the easier you think it's going to be, likely the harder it's actually going to be, because you're going to be overlooking the details that make it what it actually is. The other thing is, and I learned this in the construction world, is the harder you have to sharpen that pencil to get the price where they need it, the less likely they are that either one of you are going to be happy when it's over. Yeah. I don't know if that's what we were looking for, but
I mean, that's yours.
That's probably a good analogy right there.
Don't everybody watch me tape this theme up at
We're
once.
watching you.
Yeah, I can
Some
feel
lessons
it.
are much harder to learn than others.
well, and some are even harder to remember no matter how bad they taste it when you taste it.
Some of them you have to learn several
You're
times.
right, right. And it all depends on when you got a paycheck the last time, how well you remember.
Yeah, the experience part of it. Some of them have to be learned by experience, and sometimes it's multiple experiences.
Right?
All right, I'm gonna sell this one, and I'm gonna let Denny go for it.
Oh yeah, you can give me the hard part.
Well, I mean, you'd be stuck with a hard part either way.
I thought the hard part was being stuck with Liz. If I've missed something, then
Hey now.
hey now. What do you got happening on the zipper, dude? I like that.
Yeah, that's Liz's came up with
Never
that,
mind.
and it looks
Never-
good.
never mind.
Yeah, I knew.
So what happens here? You sew over the end then?
Yeah, this stitch it stitches inside out.
Yeah. But I mean you're sewing
Yeah.
over the
Yeah,
end
we'll just
basically.
sew
So
over the
I got
end.
you. No, I
Yeah.
like that actually.
That'll be thought.
Sure. But I like the fact that it's it's covered and it looks good.
Do you like how we planned this video out, though? I didn't realize you needed to go to lunch at 11 o'clock. But
Oh, come on. It's time change.
This is
actually 1 o'clock.
this is the first
Is that why
day.
I'm so hungry?
Yeah.
The first day leather on the 22 crazy days.
I know. This is the leather though, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Nice.
or a crazy horse would be that thin right out of the box.
I love this leather.
This good stuff.
Hey, I rolled up a harness shoulder and put it over in your area and dropped that
That
Bontex
Montex.
inside of it. I was going to make the one.
Hint.
Well, no, the one that I'm going to make with that, and I thought maybe you and I'd just do a video on how to actually pattern the gun,
Okay,
and then making one, and then we'll go from there.
sounds good. Yeah.
I think patterning is always something that anybody could learn more of.
Sure. Everybody just needs to realize there's no cut and dried rules.
Right?
Not in this world.
What does it take to make it work?
Yeah.
He still loves with the wife.
Loves?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
Alrighty, sir.
Know that part.
Yep. You want me to line this one up for you real fast?
If you want
You
to,
just want to
or
go
I
ahead and
can-
sew that one and then leave him with all the hard parts?
There you go. Here, I'll let you get in one good
You
one.
get one easy one, then.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, don't mess it up.
Oh, now you're putting pressure on me.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Okay, you got it.
I don't guarantee you.
Surely you can do this, dude.
Looking
I
for a pattern for a wallet, speaking of patterns for a 6-year-old. Any recommendation?
Oh, no, you're right.
Not that the interior is pre-made for, no.
Well, if you just get an interior for us and have the 6-year-old pick out maybe a leather for the wallet back, and then you can sew the back to the
I'm just
interior.
wondering if the interior is going to be too big for the pockets on an infant's jean. I don't know how old we're talking about here.
6.
Oh, well,
Alrighty, guys. Adios.
Hopefully an infant's not
You might
carrying a
still
lot
get
of
this when
wallet.
I get back.
Yeah, we might. We might go to lunch too.
see you guys.
See ya.
I know Baker's has some. Tony, any word on the Toki gig? Oh, good grief. Tony, can you leave the room and go find this out? Tony, can you leave the room and go find this out? Just FYI. Your website is crashing when I click on the 20 crazy days sale. I'll try it back, but it's on. Maybe it's on my end. Let me go click on it right now. Must be on your end. She's making sure Denny's not messing up.
If you're making sure of that, you should have started way earlier.
Troy, you're not late either. Right here from the finish. Michelle said that she just scaled down the adult pattern. Creative photography. I don't know what you're talking about. We're gonna do the cardboard box with white paper in it and the light over the top of it with a shop light to do photography. Then I got a light box that we bought on Amazon that we're gonna do photography with. And I think it has built-in LED lights that we'll end up giving away. And then we'll use the SLC setup. So we'll talk about using cameras to do photography. We'll talk about using your phone to do photography, and then how you can edit them and also cut them out a little bit. That's a huge honor.
Yeah.
I'll let you tape that one up. Let me go ask Kendall about thread. See what our ETA is on thread coming in.
Right now, I need to tape that one. That's what it is.
Toaster, you can talk louder. Don't ask.
What?
Oh, they're saying someone needs to get Tony a mic. Very understandable. Don't give that guy. Michelle Thurman, we're doing that Friday. It's going to be on all three platforms: Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook.
Liz did give me the hard part too.
All right, I'm back again. Bad news for everybody. Bad news is I'm back. That's it. When are you doing that and what platform? Michelle. It's with a Y. Tony. As far as the sewing machine threads, we sent in 6 POs to get them from Leather Machine. We're waiting for them to send us the sewing machine thread. So that's where we're at on that. The poll is complete. 100% happy. Yeah, Jackie, if anybody was unhappy with it, they could just call their senator, which may be somebody new now.
Call their senator.
Yeah. Did you vote yesterday, Denny?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Did you?
I did. I voted before I came into work. I'm just teasing with all the Y's for Michelle Thurman says sorry with a bunch of Y's. How about a game of checkers between Kevin and Rusty? I'm not sure that will be rated for everyone to be able to watch. Well, I didn't bring my water bottle over here, but I bet Justin can hand it to me. I think it even has water in it. So, Denny, there was something that happened last week when I had to hydrate. I ran out of water, but your little spray bottle was in here.
Uh-huh.
So I just opened it and drank out of it.
How was it?
It tasted like water.
Oh.
All
right. Now, let's see here. I'm going to take one of these off.
Yeah, I don't think there's any problem with not being able to hear me. How come we didn't get... What happened?
That's my only.
Oh, you didn't want to
one side.
Didn't want to stick tape to tape?
I have trouble sticking tape to leather.
Well, now you've pulled the finish off just a little bit, so you'll be able to
That's
stick your
right,
tape to your
because
tape.
it's inside in.
Yep.
Yeah, tape will stick there. All right.
But Michelle, I don't know if Justin said he answered the question.
Yes,
It'll be on all of our platforms. Dean says he tinkled in the bottle. I did. It didn't taste funny at all. Felt refreshed and hydrated.
Okay. What brought that subject
On Twitch, they can spend channel points for actions to happen, and one of them is rehydrate to make sure. Because I always forget when we get on here to drink water. I'm too busy just talking all the time, so I forget to drink water. So whenever I see that, it reminds me that I need to take a drink of water.
Well, I'm glad that's on there. Then.
Yeah,
I'd hate to see you unhydrated.
I know. It'd probably be. Can I smash this down?
Well, maybe.
It's okay, Dean. You won't have to go back into the penalty box for that. I'm trying to set up for YouTube so you guys will have little emotes and stuff on YouTube as well. And you can redeem channel points. I think. I don't know how it's going to work. You know what else I got on the website, Denny? Because this is only what I've been doing for the last week and a half. Is on the top of the item pages, you can now see how many stars or reviews have been left on each item right at the top. You don't have to scroll to the bottom of the page anymore.
Well, good.
I know that you really shop our website a lot.
I do. I'm on there periodically.
Periodically.
Methodically, periodically.
Yeah, you're only on it when you go walk by somebody's computer that's also on it.
That's right.
And you take a look
I
at
say,
it.
what's that?
What's that? Oh, that's our website, Denny. Oh, that's cool. Looks like a gym coach made it.
Were you a gym coach?
I was not.
Well, what does that have to do with anything?
Have you not heard this story before?
No, I have not.
All right. So, I had made a comment about our website to Rusty, and I was like, "Man, we need an update on here. I feel like it's going down a path that we need to save it from." He says, "Okay, are you volunteering for it?" I said, "Okay." So I took on the project of doing that. It took about 6 months. And we get done with it. And so we have it on there where people could make comments, and we had asked, and you could send Rusty an email and blah, blah, blah. I was reading I forgot where I was at in my story. This gentleman, sent a email to Rusty and was like, "I love the old website so much better than this crap website that you have now. It looks like a gym coach made it." So that's where that came from. And plus, I always wear gym shorts. I'm usually wearing gym shorts to work.
I get it.
And so he was like, "Oh, it fits perfectly."
I 100% understand.
So that's the story behind that. Thanks. Matt was filling me in where I was at in my story. I was at the blah, blah, blah part. Think I can do this and not poke myself? Ow. It's harder with snips. I poked myself. Look at it. I'm bleeding. Oh, now you can't see. No blood on screen. How does one send trading cards to SLC? Yeah, FedEx. Whoever you ship it through them. 1463 South Glenstone Avenue, Springfield, Missouri, 65804.
I believe it's 4.
I think it's 4, but it changed. Like across the street here is 65808. Literally across the street. Try that with the head knife, okay? Wow, that's much easier. Nailed it. There you go, Charles. So send it to that. Put care of SLC Live or Tony and Liz, something like that. I was doing, the little with the snips, and somebody said
mumbly peg deal.
Yeah, so somebody said try it with a head knife, so I did. They said somebody get that away from him. I ain't gonna hurt it.
I need to use that.
Okay, well here.
Well, thank you.
Let me hand those over to you. I don't remember who asked.
Now you can play with it.
What we were going to fill this with. We'd answered a little bit before, but we have some memory foam, and we have some beanbag beads over there by my desk. We are making a leather Pouf Ottoman. Pouf, I found it was. So we got beanbag fill, and we've got 10 pounds of memory foam scraps. How did we come up with this project? I don't remember.
I think the gym coach came up with it.
Yeah, gym coach needed somewhere to sit. I was looking at like trending leather projects and found that, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be cool." And then so I brought it up to my older daughter, and she's like, "Oh, I need one of those for my room." I was like, "Well, you can watch the video and learn how to make one." Sorry. Sometimes it takes me a while to get to questions. Better late than never. I mean, if you would have showed up on time, Matt, maybe I would have answered it earlier, or you wouldn't have had to ask the question. Oh, do I need to smash your bag down again? Oh.
Okay, now smash all you want.
Okay. Dean wants to know if you found all your tools when you came back.
Everyone that I've discovered, yes.
He was looking out for your tools when Rusty and I were doing the trading cards in here. He was very worried.
Actually, I was surprised. Because a lot of times when I come back after being off for a while, I have very little left.
Is Dean leaving? Dean, are you leaving? Oh, no, William's going. Got to get back to doing some adulting. Beanbag Phil is the devil. That crap sticks to everything. That's true. We're going to try to... This one's got this cool little filler spout thing on it. So hopefully it'll fit right in there, and we'll just fill it in there. What if there's going to be an art to filling our
We're going to find
bag
out
up
here shortly. Very, very.
The cupcake coach, says Michelle. Oh, sorry. Took him away from you again.
All right. Let's see if we can turn this dude inside out.
It's much like a tote bag, but a little larger in size. Pull it through your zipper.
Are you helping?
I'm trying to push it all back in there. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Oh. Man, look at that color that it puts on there.
Kind of liking it. Wow, looks tiger stripe now.
You think they're watching us over at the Mexican place? Liz has got it pulled up on her phone. We should watch them jokers live, see if Denny did it right.
Yeah, Liz is concerned that I'm going to mess it up, and I might have.
She did have very nice things to say about you when you weren't in here. I will say that. I'm not going to share what they were, but she did say a few nice things about you. No, she was talking about when she was doing the hammering, the amount of knowledge that she was sharing. The guys was like, you know a lot about leather. She's like, I've been in the leather world for a while. She's like, I can make things, but to pick up a tool and make it do what Denny does and be a craftsman type of thing, she's like, Denny's just amazing at doing that. That really looks cool. That's the best part, turning that inside out and looking at it.
Are you ready to pour?
Oh, boy. Just came here for the suspense of the pouring part. So what do you think?
You think we ought to get it on the floor?
I was going to move this table in, and then they can go to the overhead camera so we can see it. But I was going to lay something down because I don't want to get it dirty on this concrete floor.
What have we got to lay down here?
Well, what do you think about filling this? Do you think that we should fill it with a little bit of the peanut stuff, and then put some memory foam in the middle, and then put peanut stuff on top of it, or should we just pour in one and then pour in the other?
I think it's up to you.
All right.
I say let's pour peanuts and see what happens.
Pour peanuts and see what happens.
Because we might want to pour them back out.
Well, I was just thinking we just do a little bit of peanuts and we get that memory foam in the middle for some structure, and then some peanuts on top.
What's this supposed to expand to?
big. Jump on the table. Dang, careful with my water bottle.
They ought to tell us, because we have no idea.
Well, we can go back to.
Before I'll hold.
All right. Well, let me get it. Let me get it in the slot because I believe there's a little zipper on this thing. Here, you hold that. Let me unzip. It's like reaching in a cow here.
Have you ever done that?
No, but I imagine that's nothing like it would feel like.
Okay, you probably got half or more. Yes.
All right, let me get that all the way closed up. We're gonna have a mess on our hands. This also has a zipper on it. Okay.
If you had a job doing this, what would you call yourself? Beanbag zipper installer?
A bag filler. A filler of bags. You can use Lefty's head to pull it down over. Use me like a shoehorn. Tony milking a cow. The foam is going to cause static. I hope it's trapped inside this bag, otherwise it's... Okay.
Okay, now we've got the real wrapper here.
Oh, it's, okay. It looks like it's in another bag. Is there a zipper anywhere?
I think that's just the outside, like this.
Is there a zipper anywhere, or we just cut it open and hope for the best when we get there? Okay, so do we need to cut this bag open then?
I believe so.
Okay. I don't know what that front camera looks like.
Ready?
Look at it expanding.
I think we need to get it in. We need to fold it in half.
And just put it in there?
Yeah, that's what what do you think?
I don't know.
Before it gets to full thickness.
Do we want to cut it open when we get it in there? Is that what you want to do?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I'm just gonna let her loose in there.
Well,
Tip her on her end. You just want to leave it in this bag?
I don't know. I've never been exposed to this much technology. Memory foam. Everything I had didn't have a memory.
Still ain't got one.
What do you think?
I think we better take it out of there.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
I just think it's gonna be weird. Weird feeling whenever you go to use it. Don't you think? Am I wrong?
What can it hurt? Let's see what it
Well, let's cut it on the bottom side.
Well, I just wanted to see what it looked like.
Oh. Look like
small particles? It is.
Yeah.
You sure we need to take it apart? You're pretty sure, aren't you?
What's going to be the problem, though, is
Getting the whole thing off.
getting it back out. There goes some peanuts flying.
Oh, so are you going to actually take it out?
No, I'm trying to find that hole that I put in it. There we go.
The one that I started. You didn't want me to start.
Yeah, because I wanted it on the other side. that in there. Head's starting to come out. What is happening here?
Take like, what do they take?
4 hours or something to expand?
Yeah, it's quite some time to expand.
Well, we want it to be nice and firm.
Well, we can always pick some out. Okay, let's see. I need this piece to come off. All right. Take this out for a second. Take that with you. Let me turn this piece over and get this piece out. You know what the best part is? So if we do this wrong and somebody else makes this thing, they'll be like, don't do it that way.
Ready?
Oh, see, yeah. Getting it aerated and getting it fluffed up. Getting the clumpies out. Yeah. Give it time, says Springfield Leather. Is that Justin typing in there?
Yeah.
Try cutting the bag with a knife. That's what we were doing. Denny started cutting it with it, and then I just ripped it the rest of the way because it's kind of a fabric bag. Okay. Push it down in there. Whoa. Bessie. Oh, there you go. Now you're thinking. Oh, yeah. Maybe just zip this up and let it ride, and then we can fill the rest with the other. That looks cool now. Zip it up and let it fill back together.
Cool.
I'll roll our table back so we can get it back under the line. There you have it. The old leather Pouf. I bet you it'll expand a little bit more, but
It will. I bet you by this afternoon it'll be almost full.
yeah. It just blows up. Cut the corner
When we-
off and fill.
Last summer when we went to Colorado, we were going over Monarch Pass, which is about 11,000 feet.
Yeah.
And we just bought a bag of potato chips down in, I forget, Hotchkiss or whatever town that was. But just as we got to the place where it said Continental Divide, boom! I thought someone had shot at us with a shotgun.
Yeah.
This bag of potato chips had expanded and blew up in the back seat. Man.
Yeah, we could take some saddle soap. It's a little scratchy on top where we were scooting it around on there, but saddle soap it back up.
That looks cool.
That's a pretty cool little leather project, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what I think we were looking at it yesterday, one side of those, if you put in 24 square feet, was around $59. So you maybe have $110 in leather, but you only use half of the second side. What? Then you got you a leather Pouf, the fill in it.
Yeah, and you could even do it a bit smaller, you know. I mean, this is 20 by 20, which is plenty big.
Boy, that thing is.
I mean, it would make. That's a nice size.
We're gonna
But smaller, you could use for like a footstool in front of a chair or something.
Well, I measured my couch this morning, and it was 18 inches. And I was just figuring once you put your foot on it and you kind of rest it around, it'll rest down in there.
Yeah.
So I figured 20 was a kind of a good size. That's why everything changed this morning, Denny, so I apologize.
Other than you just wanted to mess me up.
Yeah.
Chevy got
Oh, a hacky sack. What'd you call it?
Hassock.
Hassock.
Has no one ever looked that up? Google that. Hassock. Or hassock. Something.
Somebody said fill it with
I don't know.
marshmallow.
I had an aunt that's what she called it, was a hassock.
Yeah, no, that's when you type that in, it pulls up.
I mean, I don't know what you would end up charging for it. I saw on Etsy and some other place people were selling them for $250, $300 plus. There was another one I saw that was $700, but
Cloth made ones go for $350.
cloth made poofs go for $350. So you got
Well,
a
you
leather
got to
one,
figure what you got. You would
100
have to charge for 2 sides of leather.
right? So you got
Because even though-
$100 in this leather right now. So double that, then you're at $200. Then your fill. I think it was $50 for one bag and $25 for the other one, so that you're about $150, $160 in materials. Then your time.
I'd say $300 to $350, and you wouldn't be overcharging anyone.
Nope.
You
I think
know.
the average price when I looked it up yesterday was like $400.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, when you price stuff to people, they say, "Well, shoot, I can go down to the furniture store and get it that cheap." And your reply should be, "That's what you should buy, because you aren't buying a furniture store deal. You're buying a custom-made piece of furniture."
What color leather would you want? Here's the website that I use where I get my leather,
yeah.
or just send them some screenshots of it. Here's some leather choices that I recommend for it. Let them pick it out.
Yeah.
You make it, pick your size you want. Blam. What kind of fill is this? So we used beanbag fill, just a little bit. The memory foam fill, I really like it.
Yeah, I think that's what should be used. If I was doing it, I would use
That memory
the
foam,
memory foam.
the cut up memory foam. I'm going to turn it this way, so if we need.
I like the zipper.
Well, that was a
that
good
looks
idea by
cool.
Liz. I don't know
Yeah.
if we can see.
Liz did very nice.
So
job on that.
you got your little zipper part here, but you can tuck it get it laid back down and tuck it inside. And she just pulled it over, 2 inches,
Yeah.
something like. We cut this bottom piece a little bit bigger, and then she folded it under, and then she pulled it up to sew it so that it covers up that leather, or that zipper, so you have it all covered up and it's nice and hidden. And that's the only visible seam that you have. All the rest of them are on the inside.
I got to go.
Have a great lunch. Friday will be myself. I think Liz is coming in. Are you coming in for Friday?
If you want me.
If you
What
want to
are
be
we
here.
doing?
Abigail's going to be here. Justin will be here. We're going to talk about photographing your leather work. So we're going to take
Yeah, I might come in.
Some
I
tool-
don't know that I'll be in for the whole time, but
we'll need some of your tooled samples, so we can
Okay.
take pictures of the tool work. Definitely not an Ottoman. Okay.
or a hassock.
No, it's probably a hassock. I don't know. So that's what we got.
This is
For Friday.
the ones in here.
Photographing your leather work. I think it'll be fun. I dig this project.
I do too. I'm suitably impressed.
I'm a pretty impressive person.
You are.
Yeah. It goes really well with my
Yeah.
humility.
You spell that DEP.
Don't.
Oh, IMP.
All right. You guys have a good rest of the day. If you want
See
to,
y'all.
we'll be on Twitch for a little while longer. See what they have to say over there. So if you want to Twitch, twitch.com. Springfield Leather Co. there. Until then, have a great rest of the day. Check out live, or not live shopping tomorrow, but we will have day 2 of 22 crazy days. Get signed up for the newsletter. If you don't want to do that, there's different spots where you can find it all over the front of the webpage, springfieldleather.com. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever else you're supposed to say when you do YouTube videos and Facebook videos.